Tom is a young man who lives in a small town near the sea. Every morning, he wakes up early to see the sun rise. He likes the soft sound of waves and the smell of salt in the air. His town is quiet, and most people there know each other. Tom works in a little shop that sells food and drinks to tourists. He smiles a lot and talks kindly to everyone, but deep inside, he dreams of something bigger. He wants to see the world. One evening, after work, Tom sits on the beach and looks at a big ship far away. The sun is red and low. He says to himself, "One day I will travel. I will see mountains, cities, and forests." He does not have much money, but he starts to save a little every week. He keeps his dream secret, but it grows stronger every day. After a few months, Tom has enough money for a small trip. He decides to visit a country nearby. He buys a ticket for a train and packs a small bag. Inside, he puts some clothes, a notebook, a camera, and a map. His mother hugs him and says, "Be careful, Tom. The world is big, but it is also kind if you are kind." He promises to call her often. Then he leaves. The train moves slowly at first, then faster. Tom watches the window as his town disappears behind trees and hills. The sky changes color as the train goes forward. He feels nervous but also excited. For the first time, he is free. He is not just dreaming anymore. He is living his dream. When he arrives in the new country, everything feels different. People speak with another accent, and the signs are in another language. Tom smiles and uses his map. He finds a small hostel near the river. The owner is an old man with kind eyes who helps him find a room. The bed is small but clean. From the window, Tom can see lights reflecting on the water. That night, he writes in his notebook, "Day 1. I feel alive." The next morning, Tom walks through the streets. He sees markets full of fruit and bread, children playing and people laughing. He buys a loaf of bread and a cup of coffee, then sits near a bridge. A young woman sits beside him. Her name is Anna. She is also traveling alone. They talk in simple English and share their stories. She tells him about her city, and he tells her about the sea. They decide to visit some places together. They walk to an old castle on a hill. The path is long, but the view is beautiful. From the top, they can see the town, the river, and green fields far away. The wind is cool, and Tom feels happy. "I can't believe I am really here," he says. Anna laughs and takes a photo of him. Over the next days, Tom and Anna explore more places: a forest, a museum, and a lake with clear blue water. They take many pictures and eat local food. Sometimes they get lost, but they laugh and find a way again. Tom learns new words every day. He writes them in his notebook and tries to use them when talking. One afternoon, they visit a small village. Old houses stand close together, and people are painting or making bread. An old woman offers them tea and bread. She tells stories about her childhood and how life has changed. Tom listens carefully. Even if he doesn't understand every word, he feels her warmth. He thinks, people everywhere are different, but they all smile in the same way. After a week, Anna has to go back home. They say goodbye at the train station. "Maybe we will meet again," she says. Tom nods and waves as her train leaves. He feels a little lonely, but also proud. He has done something brave. He has left home, met new people, and learned new things. Tom continues his journey alone. He takes a bus to the mountains. The road is narrow, and the bus moves slowly. Outside, He sees rivers, forests, and animals running in the grass. When he arrives at a small mountain town, he finds a place to stay in a family guest house. The host family welcomes him warmly. They cook dinner together, and Tom helps them wash dishes. He feels like part of their home. The next day, Tom decides to climb a nearby hill. The air is cold and the sky is blue. The path goes through tall trees and small streams. He stops off and takes photos and drink water. Halfway up, he meets an old man sitting on a rock. The man smiles and says, "The view is worth it." Tom laughs and continues climbing. When he reaches the top, he sees clouds moving below him and a long valley stretching far away. He feels strong and peaceful. He sits down, eats a sandwich, and looks at the sky. For a moment, he thinks about his home, his mother, and his friends. He wishes they could see what he sees. He takes out his notebook and writes, "When you walk far, you find yourself." After 2 weeks of travel, Tom starts to miss home. He has many stories and photos. He takes the train back, feeling both happy and sad. On the train, he meets an old woman who loves to talk. She tells him, "Travel changes you. You see how big the world is and how small problems really are." Tom nods. He understands. When he arrives home, his mother waits for him at the station. She hugs him tightly. "You look different," she says. "I feel different," he answers. He shows her pictures and tells her stories. She listens with bright eyes. That night, Tom goes to the beach again. The same sea, the same sound waves, but everything feels new. He watches the horizon and smiles. The world is big, but now it is not a dream anymore. He knows that if he wants, he can go anywhere. His journey is not just about places. It is about courage, kindness, and curiosity. Tom keeps working at the shop, but sometimes tourists come in, and he listens to their stories. He helps them find their way and gives advice. He saves money again, not because he wants to escape, but because he knows traveling helps him understand life better. Every night before sleep, Tom looks at the small map on his wall. He marks the places he has been and circles new places he wants to see. His notebook is full of words, drawings, and short notes. On the last page, he writes, "Dreams are not far. You just have to start walking." And he smiles. It has been 3 months since Tom comes back home from his first trip. Life in the small town is calm again. The waves sound the same, the shop looks the same, and the people still greet him kindly every day. But Tom feels that something inside him has changed. The sea no longer looks like the end of the world. It looks like the beginning. He still works in the little shop, smiling and helping tourists. But when he sees travelers with big backpacks, he feels a spark inside. He remembers the train, the mountains, the people, and the new words he learned. At night, he opens his notebook and reads his notes. On the last page, he wrote, "Dreams are not far. You just have to start walking." Now, those words seem to call him again. One evening, while closing the shop, Tom meets a man who needs help. The man's car is broken down near the beach. Tom helps him fix the tire, and they start talking. The man's name is David. He is a photographer who travels from country to country to take pictures of nature. He tells Tom stories about deserts, snow, and wild animals. Tom listens with wide eyes. Before leaving, David gives Tom a small photo of a sunrise on a mountain. "Keep traveling," he says. "The world is full of light." That night, Tom cannot sleep. He looks at the photo again and again. The next morning, he decides to save money once more. This time, he wants to go further, not just to see new places, but to learn new skills. He starts reading about photography online. He borrows an old camera from his friend and begins to practice. Every weekend, he walks to the hills or the beach to take pictures of birds, flowers, and clouds. Slowly, he learns how to see the beauty in small things. After 6 months, Tom is ready for another journey. He tells his mother, and she smiles gently. "You are not running away anymore," she says. "You're going to learn." Tom hugs her and promises to write letters this time, not just short messages. He chooses to travel by train again, this time to a country farther north, a place of mountains, lakes, and cold air. The trip takes 2 days. Tom looks through the window as forests turn into snow-covered fields. When he arrives, he feels a cold wind on his face. The sky is gray but calm. He finds a small guest house in a quiet village. The owner, a friendly woman named Sophia, gives him a warm drink and shows him a room with a wooden bed and a view of the frozen river. Tom thanks her and looks outside. The snow is soft and white, and everything feels peaceful. The next morning, Tom meets a group of travelers. They plan to hike to a lake in the mountains, and they invite him to join. Tom agrees happily. They pack food, warm clothes, and cameras. As they walk, the snow crunches under their feet. The air is fresh, and their breath looks like smoke. Along the way, Tom meets a boy named Leo, who is around his age. Leo travels to make short films for the internet. He teaches Tom how to record small clips with sound and movement. Tom feels excited. He films a group walking through the snow, laughing and talking. When they reach the lake, the view takes his breath away. The water is half frozen, and the mountains stand tall behind it. The sky turns pink as the sun sets. That night, back in the guest house, they sit by the fire. Sophia makes soup, and everyone shares stories. Tom shows his photos, and Leo helps him edit the short video on his phone. When Tom sees the moving images, the snow, the light, the smiles, he feels proud. He never knew he could create something like that. Over the next few days, Tom and Leo travel together to nearby villages. They meet locals, help fix fences, and share meals. One day, they meet a teacher who runs a small school for children in a remote area. The teacher asks if they can show the kids how to take pictures. Tom agrees. He teaches them how to hold the camera, how to find light, how to smile naturally. The children laugh and run around. When Tom takes a photo of a small girl with bright eyes, he realizes something deep. The best pictures are not about beautiful places. They are about people. One evening, as the snow falls softly outside, Tom sits alone by the fire. He writes in his notebook, "Traveling is not about distance. It is about connection." Every person you meet gives you a new way to see the world. Weeks pass quickly. Tom and Leo decide to make a short documentary about life in the mountains. They film families, markets, and the beauty of quiet days. When they finish, they watch it together. The video is simple but full of heart. Leo says, "You have a good eye, Tom. You should keep doing this." When it is time to return home, Tom feels both happy and sad again. He hugs Leo and thanks Sophia. She gives him a small wooden charm and says, "Come back when the flowers bloom." On the train ride home, Tom watches the snow melt outside the window. The world changes again, from white to green, from cold to warm. He feels calm inside. When he arrives back in his town, spring has started. Birds sing, and flowers cover the streets. His mother welcomes him with open arms. This time, he shows her not only photos but also his video. She watches with tears in her eyes. "You found your way," she says softly. Tom starts a small photo exhibition in his town. He prints his pictures: children smiling, mountains shining, rivers flowing, and hangs them in the shop. People come to see them. Tourists stop and ask about his trips. He tells them simple stories, and they listen with interest. Some children in the town start taking pictures too. Tom teaches them what he knows. One day, a letter arrives. It is from Leo. Inside, there's a photo of a new mountain and a short message: "Another trip soon?" Tom laughs and looks at the sea. He feels the same excitement again. That evening, he walks to the beach as the sun goes down. The waves glow in the orange light. Tom takes out his camera, focuses, and clicks. The picture is perfect, not because the view is new, but because his heart is. He writes one more line in his notebook: "Adventure never ends. It just waits for you to begin again."